ski this year, and honestly, I thought, it's a piece of cake. Really, in fact, I can teach you right now. All you have to do is keep your knees and shoulders pointed forward, squat into your shins, the pressure of the ski tips while leaning on the inside edge in proportion to the centripetal force and inclination of the slope, multiplied by the angular velocity and coefficient of friction. You know, just physics and calculus, right? Simple. Yeah, fine. That's probably the same confused look that I had on my face too. But actually, it looks something like this. Pretty good, huh? Now, if you have never skied before, you're probably laughing because that looks absurdly easy. But if you had skied before, you're probably laughing harder because you know how hard it is to learn. So that's exactly what I would like to talk about today. Not just skiing, but something important while learning how to ski. It's called growth mindset. Growth mindset is something we talk about a lot. I mean, a lot. We talk about it at home, at school. It means that even though you're not good at something now, you can still get better with time, with effort, and with the right attitude. It means your abilities aren't fixed. They can grow with you. Every fall and every failure, it isn't the end of the story. It's part of how you learn. I didn't fully understand what that meant until the day I found myself sitting in the snow, skis off, and totally ready to quit. Well, I guess that day started off okay. On my brand new skis, my warmest jacket, and my dad, who happened to be my ski coach. We went up the hill together. My dad went down first to show me how it's done. Just a few smooth turns, a wiggle wiggle, and poof, he was at the bottom of the hill waiting for me to go. Me, I'm just hoping I won't die on a 40 km/h and a 40-degree slope. Okay, I've got this, I thought. I pointed my skis forward and fell. I stood up, got a bit forward, and fell again. In fact, I actually spent the whole entire winter falling. Green runs, blue runs, forwards, backwards, right side up. Before you know it, upside down. I had way too many snowburgers. I should have packed ketchup and fries on my jacket. Then, my dad asked me, "Hey Eva, don't you go a bit faster? It's just like riding a bike. It's too hard when you're going too slow." This makes no sense, but I still had to try. I pointed my skis forward and fell again. But this time, it was a big fall, and that fall took every single thing out of me. My energy, my excitement, and even my confidence. I just exploded, mentally and physically. I sat in the snow, kicked off my skis, and cried my heart out and said the words that had been building up all season. "I can't do this. This is impossible. I never want to ski ever again. I just want to sit in the snow and freeze to death. I plan to have my ashes buried in the middle of the Sahara Desert as far away from the snow as possible. And Evan, my little brother, can my skis after I die. Don't tell him that because I want him to suffer too." I was done. I tried many times, but I can't. Maybe I just wasn't meant to be good at this. That's when my dad sat down next to me in the snow. He didn't say, "Come on, you're fine," or "Don't be so dramatic." He said, "Eva, you can do this. You're just not doing it yet." And that's when I realized something big. That even though I struggled, and I still felt I'd still gotten better, I was still very confused. But he took out his phone and showed me a video. There's me, tiny, wobbly, and nervous, barely able to move even on a green run. I remembered how hard it felt back then. But now, looking at it, it seems really easy. It took a while, but my dad said, "Eva, how did you end up here?" I looked around at the block run we were sitting on. I saw a steep hill, moguls, and trees. I said, "You brought me here, obviously." But he said, "No, you brought yourself here." And that's when I realized something big. That I still struggled and I still fell, but I gotten better. I learned to stand, to glide, to stop, to turn, to ski in green runs, then blue runs, and to face steeper slopes, and I haven't even noticed. Because every single time I got better, the mountain gave me a new challenge. A steeper turn, a sharper drop, a little more speed, but it was never easy. But looking back, I could see proof of how I grew. I hadn't magically become a good skier. I hadn't fallen my way to become a good skier. Every wobble, every turn, and every wipeout, they were how I got here. Well, it took a while, but I slowly picked up my skis, brushed off some snow off my jacket, and stood up to try again and again. I did get better that season, although I still fell, but I didn't feel quitting, because I had a reason why. I had already come this far. Who would ever want to go back? So that's what growth mindset means to me. It's not about believing you can be good at something right away. It's about believing you can get better when you keep on working on it. It's about understanding the process isn't always obvious because you're always being challenged. But when you look back, you'll see how far you've come. And sometimes, one little word that'll help you. It's small, but powerful. Yet. I'm really glad my dad recorded some of those early videos. Not just the ones where I did well, but the ones where I fell, where I cried, and where I wanted to give up. Because looking at those moments now, I see proof of how I grew. We, as people, are usually really good at remembering the finish lines. The test we aced, or the performance that went well on stage, or the work that turned out just the way we imagined. But we also need to remember the middle of the journey. The times that felt awkward, messy, or slow. The times with the stall all over again. And the moments we nearly gave up. Because if we only celebrate success, we can easily forget how much it took us to get there. So having growth mindset is about being good at something right away. It's about believing you can get better with time, with effort, and with the right attitude. So if you ever feel like something's too hard, maybe you're learning a new instrument, or figuring out a new subject, or just trying something new, and it feels like you're getting nowhere, don't say, "I can't do this." Try saying, "I can't do this yet." Because that small word reminds you, you're not stuck, you're still growing, and you're still becoming. And if you're a parent or teacher, don't just say the big ones, save the messy moments too. The failures and setbacks, the tears and frustration, the process and persistence. Because one day, those are the very moments that help us believe in ourselves again. Thank you.